A viral thumbnail drops. The glowing screens of like millions of smartphones just illuminate all these faces in the dark.
Yeah, and the fandom just goes completely silent.
Right. Fingers frozen mid-scroll. A single blazing headline flashes across screens in Seoul, Beijing, basically everywhere.
It's wild.
In an instant, the entire K-pop and K-drama world is turned completely upside down. The headline reads, Song Joong Ki's secret divorce, they can't hide it anymore.
Oh, man.
Welcome to StarScope K-Report. Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
And, when you look at how fast that singular headline moved across international borders, it tells you literally everything you need to know about the current state of digital fandom.
Definitely.
Like, we are operating in an ecosystem where a single spark of misinformation, it doesn't just start a fire. It detonates like a nuclear blast of panic before anyone can even verify the source.
And we are jumping straight into the fallout of that exact blast today on this deep dive.
Yes, we are.
We're unpacking the explosive second divorce rumors currently surrounding A-lister Song Joong Ki. But we aren't just going to look at the rumor itself.
Right, because it goes so much deeper than that.
Exactly. We need to explore the underlying mechanisms of why this happened, the lingering ghost of the legendary Song split from 2019 that still colors how the public views him.
Oh, big time.
And the very real financial and cultural impact his married status is having on his latest K-drama comebacks. We are talking plummeting ratings and the super fragile concept of the idol illusion.
Which is fascinating, really. I mean, the sheer speed of the Hallyu wave's information cycle is just unprecedented right now, largely because the technology used to generate these rumors has evolved way faster than the agency's ability to combat them.
Yeah, let's start with that terrifyingly fast cycle.
Ouch.
So you open Naver, which is essentially South Korea's Google, or you hop onto Chinese social media platforms like Weibo, and the top trending search is simply Song Joong Ki divorces again.
And fans were in absolute hysterics over this.
Oh, totally. But when you trace this massive digital wildfire back to its origin point, you find absolutely nothing real.
Zero.
The entire rumor was baseless. It spawned entirely from a single AI-generated YouTube video wielding this highly sensationalized exclusive news clickbait title.
Yeah, with the manipulated imagery and everything.
Right. Synthetic narration, zero actual journalism. And through this entire storm, his agency stayed completely silent.
Which, silence in the K-entertainment industry is traditionally a very calculated maneuver.
Usually, yeah.
Agencies often calculate that releasing a statement just gives oxygen to a baseless rumor. But in 2026, we are really learning that an information vacuum is like the most dangerous thing you can leave online.
Because if an agency doesn't speak, the AI just keeps speaking for them.
Exactly.
But the South Korean government is no longer leaving this up to the agency's PR strategies. They've just implemented a heavily revised law specifically engineered to target false online information.
And it is strict.
Extremely. We are talking about repeat offenders facing fines of up to 1 billion won.
Wow.
Yeah, which is roughly $655,000. But what I find really fascinating is the mandate placed on the platforms themselves. Naver, Kakao, and even US-based giants like Google and Meta are now legally required to establish rapid response systems.
Which is a huge shift.
Right. So how do those systems actually function in real time?
Well, it requires a massive infrastructure shift. Like, these platforms can no longer rely on users flagging a video and waiting 3 days for some human moderator to review it.
Right, that's way too slow.
Exactly. The new law essentially forces them to deploy counter-algorithms. It's basically AI designed to hunt AI.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, they look for digital watermarks of synthetic voice generation, unnatural pixel manipulation in thumbnails, and abnormal viral velocity. So, if a video about an A-list actor spikes to 1 million views in an hour, but the audio waveform matches known AI generators,
The system catches it.
right, the rapid response system is legally obligated to throttle its reach or pull it down immediately.
Which is wild. And we just saw how necessary this infrastructure is with the incredibly high-profile case involving actor Kim Soo-hyun.
Oh, that was terrifying.
It really was. Someone weaponized AI-generated audio to falsely claim he was dating a late actress while she was a minor. And it wasn't a text rumor, it was audio that sounded exactly like him.
Which changes everything.
Yeah, the scandal was so immense it forced him to suspend all public appearances instantly.
Because audio and video manipulation fundamentally bypasses our critical thinking filters,
Totally.
When you read a scandalous headline, a part of your brain questions the author's credibility. But when you hear the voice of an actor you've watched for hundreds of hours, your brain inherently processes it as reality.
It's so visceral.
Right. And the fandom emotion surrounding these idols is already so intense and deeply personal. When you inject hyper-realistic synthetic media into that highly charged emotional environment, rationality doesn't just take a back seat, it basically gets thrown out of a moving car.
Yeah, and contrast that AI-generated nightmare with what was actually happening in Song Joong Ki's life at the exact moment the internet was convinced his marriage was exploding.
This part is hilarious to me.
It's so ironic.
Yeah.
While the AI videos were racking up millions of views, Song Joong Ki and his British wife, Katy Louise Saunders, were making a very rare, super harmonious public appearance.
Right, they were at a concert.
Yeah, they were spotted out together at the Gaon Soloists' 7th regular concert in Seoul, which is this quiet, sophisticated chamber music event.
Sounds lovely, honestly.
Musical actress Kim So-hyun even posted photos from the evening, publicly calling the couple kind and beautiful. They were just out supporting the arts, completely unbothered.
It creates this jarring cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
Like on the digital timeline, the man's life is a fiery train wreck of heartbreak and betrayal.
Yep.
But in physical reality, he's just enjoying a string quartet on a date night with his wife. It perfectly illustrates how divorced the internet narrative has become from the human reality of these stars. We saw a really striking parallel to this recently with singer Sun Danby, too.
Oh, her story is the perfect example of how completely innocent moments get weaponized. So she casually appeared on a YouTube channel and mentioned, just in passing, that her husband, who is a former speed skater, was incredibly busy with work.
Right.
And because of that, she was handling the bulk of the childcare for their new baby.
Which is a completely universal parenting dynamic. Millions of couples negotiate childcare schedules when one partner has a demanding work season.
Exactly. It's literally just life. But the internet instantly stripped all context from her words. The headlines morphed from a casual chat into screaming clickbait about her single parenting struggle.
Heavily implying an impending divorce, of course.
Of course. And it escalated so quickly that her own mother called her in a panic to scold her about the state of her marriage.
The psychological toll that takes on an artist has to be immense. I mean, you can't even share a mild, relatable anecdote about motherhood without a content farm spinning it into a full-blown marital crisis.
Which makes me wonder if fighting K-entertainment fake news is essentially just a hopeless game of whack-a-mole in the dark.
It really feels like it.
Like, you can hit a creator with a billion-1 fine, sure, but the technology is so accessible now that 3 more anonymous AI channels will just pop up in their place from servers outside of South Korea's jurisdiction.
It is a systemic vulnerability.
Yeah.
You are fighting an automated machine that generates sensationalism far faster than reality can naturally unfold. And while the technology generating these rumors is brand new, the reason the public is so primed to believe the worst about Song Joong Ki's marriage is deeply rooted in the past.
Oh, for sure. And that's not even the wildest part of the story. Wait until you hear how this all ties back to the ghost of his past.
It's heavy.
Yeah, it's a perfect bridge into the history hanging over this entire situation. Because the sheer speed of AI rumors today only works because the public remembers how organic rumors played out 7 years ago.
Yep, 2019.
We have to talk about the 2019 divorce of the legendary descendants of the Sun Song couple. For anyone new to the Hallyu wave, Song Joong Ki and Song Hye-kyo were the ultimate K-drama fairy tale.
They really were. The entire nation was obsessed.
They fell in love on the set of a massive global hit, got married, and the entire world cheered. But the way that fairy tale ended abruptly shifted public perception.
Because the timeline of how that divorce unfolded is super crucial for understanding the current animosity from K-nets.
Let's lay out that timeline. So Song Joong Ki filed for divorce while Song Hye-kyo was overseas.
Right. And crucially, he personally announced the filing to the media before she had the opportunity to respond or coordinate a joint statement.
Which is huge.
Yeah. Following his rapid announcement, he continued taking interviews and maintaining a public presence. Song Hye-kyo, on the other hand, went completely dark. She stayed entirely silent, eventually releasing only a single, highly formalized statement citing personality differences.
And in South Korean culture, there is a lingering implicit assumption that the person who files for divorce first and does so loudly is the wronged party.
Interesting.
Yeah, by moving so swiftly and publicly while she was out of the country, he effectively seized control of the narrative. So K-Nets immediately directed their outrage toward Song Ki.
Wow.
The speed at which horrific, entirely baseless rumors spread about her having an affair with actor Park Bo-gum was astounding. She's basically painted as the villain of the fairy tale.
That's awful.
But what we really need to analyze is how she managed one of the most masterful narrative reversals in K-entertainment history. I mean, a total 180-degree flip in public opinion over the next 7 years. How did she actually achieve that when the entire internet was seemingly against her?
She executed the long game. She completely refused to debate the rumors in the tabloids. She embraced a total hiatus, processed the fallout privately, and then returned to let her craft speak for itself.
And what a return it was.
Right. But she didn't just return to her usual beloved romance roles. She starred in the massive Netflix revenge thriller, The Glory.
Oh, she was incredible in that.
So good. She played Moon Do-yoon, a deeply traumatized, scarred, and hardened victim of horrific bullying. She stripped away the glamorous, delicate leading lady trope entirely.
Totally.
Is this visceral, raw performance that won her a prestigious Baeksang Award. She didn't ask the public for forgiveness or understanding. She just commanded their respect through undeniable talent.
Yeah, by letting her work do the talking, she completely reclaimed her crown. Meanwhile, Song Joong Ki's post-divorce strategy was the exact opposite.
Literally the opposite.
He kept talking. He continuously discussed his private life, his new relationship, and his perspectives on marriage in various interviews. Over time, that constant exposure began to chip away at his idealized bias status.
The mystery was just gone.
Exactly. The charm faded into overexposure. And this simmering frustration finally boiled over during a highly controversial interview he gave in 2023.
This was definitely the defining moment where K-Nets fundamentally changed how they viewed him.
Yeah, to quote his exact statement, he said in an interview, "Men have it harder in the industry when they get married," implying that becoming a husband and a father usually results in losing roles and popularity.
Which obviously didn't go over well.
Not at all. Now, strictly reporting the facts of the cultural fallout from our sources, we have to look at why K-Nets absolutely slammed this remark. Critics immediately labeled the statement misogynistic. The backlash centered on the fact that statistically, historically, and systemically, women in both the entertainment industry and the broader South Korean workforce bear the overwhelming brunt of career setbacks, lost wages, and forced resignations after starting a family.
And the public is incredibly astute when it comes to power dynamics,
Definitely.
When a deeply entrenched A-list male actor who is still securing premium lead roles, international film deals, and massive endorsements, by the way, claims he is the primary victim of a marriage penalty, it just shatters his carefully curated image.
It really does.
Like during Descendants of the Sun, he built a brand on being the humble, empathetic, and protective leading man. That single quote fractured that persona, making him appear drastically out of touch with the very real systemic hurdles his female co-stars face.
It broke the spell completely. And hey, if you love staying updated on your favorites, make sure you're subscribed to StarScope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead. Because this loss of public goodwill didn't just stay in the comment sections, it is actively bleeding into his television ratings right now.
Yeah, later in the deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking plot twist in his latest K-drama that nobody saw coming, and why fans are suddenly tuning out.
Right. Let's get into that, because this is where we see the concept of the public persona completely eclipsing the on-screen performance.
The audience can no longer separate the man from the character.
Let's look at the harsh numbers surrounding his highly anticipated return to the romance genre, a K-drama called My Youth.
The numbers are rough.
They really are. It debuted with incredibly dismal nationwide ratings of just 2.9% and 2.8% for its first 2 episodes.
Ouch.
To understand how low that is for an A-lister of his caliber, a rival thriller drama called Mantis, airing in the exact same time slot, completely crushed it with a 7.1% rating.
Wow, people just changed the channel.
Viewers actively chose to change the channel. And this isn't a one-off fluke. His recent film projects, Bogota and My Name is Loki-wan, both severely underperformed at the box office. Why is the domestic audience suddenly tuning him out?
Well, to understand the ratings crash, you really have to understand the mechanics of immersion in K-dramas.
Okay, tell me about that.
When you sit down to watch a romance drama, you are essentially entering a psychological contract. You need to believe in the emotional fantasy being presented. You need to be immersed in the idea that the leading man is entirely emotionally available to the leading lady.
Right. You want the fantasy.
Exactly. But Song Joong Ki has been incredibly persistently vocal about his domestic bliss in real life.
For example, his recent promotional appearances on massive YouTube shows like Theo Salon Drip 2 with Park Nara, he spent a significant portion of the interview gushing over his children's visuals.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was proudly telling the host that the kids have lips just like him and eyes just like Katy. He talked at length about how his wife speaks 4 languages, English, Spanish, Italian, and French, and how deeply he wants his children to learn all of them.
Which, I mean, is a beautiful thing for a father to say. It's deeply endearing on a human level.
But wait, I want to push back on this a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
If it's endearing on a human level, does an actor actually owe the fandom the illusion of availability? Shouldn't his art stand entirely separate from his personal life?
That's the big question.
Like, if a guy just wants to brag about his cute babies and his multilingual wife on a talk show, why should he be punished with a tanking TV show?
Well, in a Western entertainment model, you'd be entirely correct. But the Hallyu wave is fundamentally built on monetizing a parasocial connection.
Right.
From the moment these stars debut, their agencies train them to feed the idol illusion. They are taught to look into the camera and basically tell the fans, "You are my girlfriend, I belong to you."
Yeah, it's intense.
The industry profits billions of dollars off that intense manufactured intimacy. You cannot actively monetize that illusion for a decade, reap all the financial rewards of that obsessive loyalty, and then suddenly demand that fans treat you strictly as a detached professional actor the moment you decide to get married.
So it's like selling tickets to a high-end magic show. The audience pays to be amazed by the illusion. But right before the grand finale, the magician stops, turns on the house lights, and explains exactly how the trapdoor works.
Spot on.
You can't be mad at the audience for walking out. You just killed the magic.
That is the exact mechanism at play here. When the actor redraws the boundaries and insists on projecting his real-world marriage into the public sphere, the domestic audience feels that the unspoken contract has been broken.
The immersion is shattered.
Yeah. They look at him trying to woo a co-star on screen, but all they hear is him bragging about his British wife. So they simply lose interest and switch the channel to watch a thriller like Mantis instead, where romantic immersion isn't required to enjoy the plot.
It's important to note the cultural divide here, too. International fans are generally much more supportive of his personal happiness.
Oh, entirely. They don't mind as much.
They view the domestic backlash as overly possessive. But for the domestic Korean market, that idol illusion is the premium product they're paying for. Though I do want to provide a massive reality check regarding his quote-unquote tanking career.
Let's hear it.
We're talking about his ratings dropping and his movies flopping, but we shouldn't be shedding any tears for his bank account.
Definitely not.
Okay.
His artistic legacy might be in a precarious transitional phase, but his financial legacy is entirely bulletproof.
Exactly. Our sources estimate his current net worth at a staggering $40.3 million.
Incredible.
He has built a global real estate empire that completely insulates him from a few bad television ratings. He recently purchased a $2 million beachfront condo in Waikiki Beach in Hawaii.
Must be nice.
Seriously. He reportedly shares a stunning home in Rome with Katy. And his property holdings just within Seoul, which include ultra-luxury spots in Itaewon and Cheongdam-dong, are estimated to be worth around $37 million alone.
He has essentially transitioned from a working actor dependent on week-to-week audience approval to a high-net-worth investor.
Yeah, he's set for life.
He doesn't need the idol illusion to survive anymore, which is precisely why he feels comfortable breaking it by talking about his family.
Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update, because the dynamics between what an idol owes their fans and what fans demand in return are constantly shifting.
They really are. And as we move forward, the intersection of advanced technology, government regulation, and fan entitlement is only going to become way more complex.
Which leaves us with a highly provocative thought for you to mull over as we wrap up. We started this deep dive by exploring South Korea's aggressive new anti-fake news laws.
Right, the fines and algorithms.
The government is stepping in with massive fines and algorithmic mandates to protect these idols from AI-generated rumors, legally forcing platforms to respect and protect the artists' real, personal lives.
A huge step.
But as the law reinforces the boundary between malicious fiction and human reality, will the Hallyu wave finally be forced to evolve?
That's the golden question.
Will fans learn to separate the artist's craft from the idol illusion? Or will netizens simply double down, continually demanding absolute, immersive perfection from their stars and refusing to accept them as flawed, married, everyday humans? It is the ultimate test of where global fandom is heading. You've been listening to StarScope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.